Something very big could happen to the Bitcoin price tomorrow. And what we're talking about is a massive Bitcoin options expiry of $510 million. We've also actually had a bounce from a major trend line, which is looking very bullish. It's still looking as if we're going to break out following this falling wedge pattern, but Bitcoin is still in neutral territory and way more we're discussing in this video. So make sure that you press that thumbs up right now. And as you guys probably know, if you're looking for an exchange to trade crypto, make sure you check out BitGet, as right now you're getting $8,000 worth of bonuses by just registering. The first 100 people get $10 for absolutely free, and if you deposit something, you get $20 worth of XRP only this week. So check it out. Let's quickly go over our main situations. Bitcoin right now is still ranging. We have covered before that we are biased towards the downside because of this downward trend. It's basically made lower highs consecutively for a little while, and even though it's ranging right now between $18.4 and $20.4 thousand, because of the way it made its tops, and we have yet to take out some of the previous tops in a very good while. Following this chart only, we're more so inclined towards the downside. And again, if we're looking for some trades, we're basically going to be looking for some short positions the moment that we breach this zone. We also have an upside, however, which basically would mean we open some long positions the moment we get out of this zone, but that's besides the point. A way more interesting chart to watch right now is this one with the falling wedge. Again, you can see exactly how we derived our profit potential for this trade as well. The moment that we break out, we basically measure our initial fall, so to speak. And that could potentially lead us to $25,000 per Bitcoin, which again coincides with this major Fibonacci level that we've covered in multiple videos as well. And one reason this is backed up, even though again, we still want some confirmation on our, I guess let's call it zone chart. We are seeing some small short-term bullish signs of potentially a major reversal because we just bounced off of this multi-month trend line. I think this trend line has been in place for 130 days or so. And so this could be a juicy bounce, which potentially on the short term takes Bitcoin to all the way above $21,000. But in order for that to happen, we have to take out some of the previous tops that you can clearly see right here as well. We talked before again how there's yet another bearish scenario though. And again, I understand that we are throwing so many different ideas at you today, but that's because right now Bitcoin is not really decisive. You can see that from the fact that we've literally been ranging for months as well, and the fact that $19,000 has just been the way for as long as I can remember right now. 19,000 is really Bitcoin's home. But to cover this bearish scenario once more, it's basically a pattern from 2018 with a descending trend line that we have with a stable support, which we also have in 2022, the exact same pattern. And the moment of the breakdown was the midterm elections, which as of this point are going to be in about 2 weeks from now on the November 8th. And these guys are predicting that maybe November 6th, we're going to have a breakdown like we had in 2018, which would result in Bitcoin going to $12,000 to $14,000, which again coincides with our Fibonacci numbers right here at about 14,000 bucks. But if we look back, Bitcoin was looking a lot more bearish in 2018 than it is right now, in the sense that right now it's really looking as if we've bottomed out properly. Right now, we're back at the 2017, 2018 tops of Bitcoin. We've just hit a major low on the RSI. And historically speaking, every single time that major low on the RSI has been hit, together with going below the 200 weekly moving average or even touching it, a massively bullish period ensues. And I'm not talking about this 50% increase in price, which did happen throughout. No, I'm talking about that being the major reversal for the bull trend. This again, guys, for the long term is definitely an area to buy more crypto at. However, to relate all this back to the story and the new info, tomorrow a ton of options are expiring. And again, if you don't know, these options are basically a option to potentially buy or sell Bitcoin at a certain price. A lot of people had basically bet that the Bitcoin price would be a lot lower than it actually is. And so basically all this money is going to be wiped out. Depending on how high the Bitcoin price goes, the more Bitcoin or bullish Bitcoin looks afterwards. Again, just to quickly explain it, if Bitcoin's price remains above $19,000 as of 8 a.m. tomorrow, only 4% of all these sell options will be available, because the difference happens because of a right to sell. Bitcoin at $18,000 or $19,000 will be worthless if Bitcoin trades above that level on expiry, which would basically be the same for the opposite side if the price is too low, basically, where with sells, it's too high, with buys, it's too low. But in this case right here, looking at the average, bears were a little bit overly enthusiastic. You can see here all the numbers. And if Bitcoin ends between 21,000 and 22, which looks unlikely as of this point, the most likely event is between 19 and 20, which would be quite neutral. Anywhere above that, above $20,000 would be a massive bullish advantage. And again, the more money that the bulls have, the more bullish crypto becomes as a whole, right? But then again, as long as Bitcoin does not drop below $19,000, the bears don't win. And I could I guess we could be satisfied enough with just that. And if you're wondering how it's going to affect the prices, well, it depends. There's a good chance there's going to be some volatility just before the end date, which again is going to be 8 a.m. on the October 21st. And slightly afterwards, if we're staying within this range here, it'll be neutral, so don't expect too much. But if it's bearish, the bears might take over for a little while. And if it's bullish above $20,000, just know the bulls got the heavy advantage for the short term. Because you got to realize bears are trying to push Bitcoin below $19,000 right now to get $80 million in profit. And for the bulls, they're trying everything they can to keep it above $20,000, which obviously is not working, which is why they're finding themselves in neutral territory between 19 and 20. But that's just to give you guys some insights into the battle that's going on. Again, guys, if you've not checked it out yet, make sure you check out BitGet. It's the exchange I use right now. You can use it in every country around the world. No VPN, no KYC, no nothing. You also get some juicy bonuses right now with the link down below. And again, I'm using that platform as well. But that was it for today's video. See you guys later in another one.